I was working with a very anxious young adult last week in a private yoga session, and I pulled something out of my prenatal training. In my prenatal training, uh, every class that we created a lesson for, every lesson has to have intense sensation because we're prepping these women to have babies and to have contractions and to have like incredible messy pain, right? And so I was working with this guy with this anxiety, and I realized he was in the same kind of pain from his emotional distress, from his anxiety. It was that debilitating. Like he was like, hey, he had the same physical symptoms as somebody in labor, right? And so I gave him intense sensation. And I had him do some spine flexes and some warm-ups of his spine just briefly. And I put him in down dog, and then I put him in a 1 minute plank, and he was shaking, and he was really freaking out, and he's like, I can't do this. And I said, well, you're doing it. And then I said, if you need a rest, go to down dog. And he goes, that's not a rest. And I said, make it a rest. Right. And he rested in down dog, and we went back into plank, and we did it again. And that time he had a little bit more of a handle on it. And then he went into down dog, and we did another plank, and we held it. And then he came down on his knees, went into child's pose, and he burst into tears. He let it go. So he worked it out. And afterwards I said, how do you feel? And he said, I have space. Like Lindsay, like you were saying, like I created space.